Hey, what's up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and going over Fuuka, as she did have another trailer preview, but this one's going to have, like, of course, her awarenesses, exactly what her skills does. And man, I've heard some very terrifying things of this character. So unfortunately, from the things I have heard, her A2 apparently is stupid good, so I'm very scared to see exactly what it does. But let's go ahead and tune straight in. Now, good for us, P5X News and Info ended up having an English sub, so this time we're not going to be on Bilibili. We're going to be directly on Twitter here. Be sure to give them a follow as well if you have not just yet. They always keep everything up to date as well. But immediately checking out this, I'm going to go ahead and just go over it and we're going to react together. All right, we got the lovely model as usual. I guess this is just the art, actually. It's good to see that she was just chilling, bro. Her in-game model looks so nice, though. So my question is that, once again, if we already got her, and we got majority of the cast already, well, I say majority, but we're missing, of course, Koromaru, Ken, and of course Shinjiro. Still, majority of folks that we've already seen, I have a bad feeling that Junpei is just gonna be the last guy. I really do. He's the only person who would go that far in. But there's the art again. Let's see. Come on, show us what we want to see. Show us what we want to see. You already know. And we have the actual character model. So now we're starting to get into the juicy stuff. Okay. Oh, that's a pretty animation. Oh, that's very pretty though. Okay, that's a damage bonus buff. That's actually so beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie. We have the 16 cooldown. What the heck is that? Whoa, wait. Okay, attack. That was just an attack bonus stuff. Why is a 16 cooldown just for an attack bonus? For what? A damage bonus. Okay, cool. Oh, wait, her thing glows again. Oh, she has an on skill. This is the swap out, I think, that we were seeing. Okay. So she selected the character she wanted out. And it seems that she calls it over, and now we have Yukari in the team. Okay. That's going to be cool. I feel like it's going to be something devastating inside of SOS, especially if you're going for points. Because you could easily double up on DPSs, or either just double up on a buffer when you need to. And that will be kind of interesting to see. I really do love the model, though. The model looks really nice. And of course, this is the awareness stuff. We'll check into what these are talking about in a second. But yeah, 12 rounds just for... Oh, wait. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That was nice. I like that. That was actually clean. All right, cool. I'm kind of excited. This is actually nice. All right, so now that we went over this here, let's just go ahead and see what's going on immediately. So first things first, we already know we got this stuff here, but let's check out the A0. So the A0 says steadfast supporter. In party menu, Fuuka can select one non-wonder ally as a backup character. So okay, so this is something we do in the party menu. So this is before we get into the battle itself. But during battle, Fuuka can then spend wish listener to use an oracle shift. What the flip are these words? Okay. And make the backup character active in act. Okay, cool. Oracle shift has a cooldown, and at the start of the battle, Fuuka gains a certain percentage of or a certain amount of stacks of wish listener, and these stacks can go up to a certain amount. Cool. Now Oracle shift, it spends a certain amount of these wish listener stacks and the active character can then become inactive. The backup character then will become active and take one action. After this action, the backup character will become inactive and the current character will become active. Oh, so it is like an extra turn, but you don't keep the character in. It's literally for a single action. Then they dip back out. Oh, okay. I thought it was like they just stay in the round. Okay, cool. All right. They copy all status effects from the current character. These are cleared when the backup character becomes inactive. When the backup character first becomes active, activate all start of battle effects. And when the backup character becomes inactive, they do not have any do not affect any duration effects with the turn limit. Cool. Pretty interesting though. So that is a swap mechanic to a degree, but they do go back immediately. Skill 1 being Radiant Power has a 4 action cooldown. This increases our party attack and damage dealt. Okay, this is the one that we saw, and it gives us wish listener stacks. Pretty darn interesting. We have the skill 2, which is Holy Prayer. This is the one I'm worried about or weirded out about. I don't know why it has 16 actions, but it has a 16 ally action / cooldown. Apparently it does an attack buff. Yeah, we knew that. But if the main target is a seized member, it restores their 3G. Oh, okay, a 3G restore. That makes sense. And then if it increases target 3G's damage as well, so it's kind of like Yukari as well. That's pretty darn interesting. If the main target is not a seized member, it restores their highlight energy and then increases their target highlight damage for a certain amount of turns. That's really nice. It's like having kind of Cord built in too. So she's a mix of both Yukari and Cord, which is really nice for the skill 2. I do like that. That's actually very useful for a Navi to have. So I understand why that says 16 ally cooldown now. That's gonna be geez, please tell me A2 doesn't do anything to this. We'll see. Then we have the skill 3, which is Spirit Wave. Consumes 4 ally actions. It does a crit damage buff, and we gain of course a couple stacks. Whenever an ally meets certain conditions, activate one of the following effects in order of priority. When no conditions are met, you only activate one random effect. But if all of them are connected, or at least some certain ones are connected, one of them can inflict a mental status and cure a debuff on the ally. Another one to any ally can actually restore their max HP and then restore the lowest HP's ally, or at least ally's HP. The third one here, then of course, if our ally is below a certain amount of SP, it restores that SP of the lowest ally. So cool, interesting. Then we have Oracle Shift, which is just like Anj, where she has her extra little skill. She's gonna have one as well, where she's gonna finally spend those wish listener stacks, and then of course we can make an active character who is a backup character, or at least an active character inactive to make a backup character. The backup character who was inactive now becomes an active character. You can use one whole thing with it, and it will have all their status effects on there. After they use their move, of course, they will have to go back inactive. So interesting. Goes off a certain amount of turn limit, which is interesting. Then the big thing that I want to see was the 5-star weapon. This one itself that has an increase on crit damage, and whenever the user gains wish listening, we get a party buff of attack, and it can stack a certain amount of times, and it's a permanent stack. But also whenever we use Oracle Shift, we increase our crit damage again. These, god dang it, man, all of these weapons with crit damage and crit rate, wow, back to back too. This one has crit damage and attack percentage stuff that are permanent effects. So yeah, that might be worth picking up. It sounds pretty darn good. Let's check out the talents, being the passives. Benevolence is the first passive. After any ally uses a 3G or highlight, we increase our crit damage, so that's pretty darn decent. Then talent 2, Compassion, increases party stats by a certain amount and of the backup character stats. So we do take some of the backup character stats and add them on. So if you have a really busted backup character, those stats are going to get added on, which is actually pretty darn cool. Then we have the awareness 1, where I belong. At the start of battle, Fuuka gains a certain amount of wish stacks, which is nice, and increases the max of stacks of listener that she can get. After using this skill, she increases her crit rates and stacks it up a certain amount of time. So her A1's really good because of course you're getting that crit rate increase. You're also getting more stacks available, which is very early in the awareness amount. I didn't think that they would give you more stacks so early, but that's actually pretty dang nice. Then we have the skill 2, or the A2, which a lot of people have been gassing up. Hope it's not as good as it sounds, but strength and weaknesses. After we use Oracle Shift, the backup character immediately uses their, oh jeez, he has a built-in chord skill 3, bro. Okay. Use their 3G or highlight 1. This will then have an effect cooldown. After using Oracle Shift, we then get a total damage amp on the party, and this can stack. When an ally is below max HP, we immediately restore them to max HP, and we restore the I think that says restore another ally to max HP as well. Be activated once per battle. Pretty darn good, but like, god dang. Okay, 3 is just that. 4 is just an increase on their highlight and 3G. That's perfectly fine. What is the 6? Oh, it just says heavily decreased wish listener cost of Oracle Shift. Now, Oracle Shift can only be done, I think, every, was it like 16? Or did they tell us how many it can do? I know it's going to be a long cooldown, that's to say the least. So apparently this heavily decreases it. Now, by heavily decrease, I'm hoping they're not thinking like every 3 rounds or 2 rounds or anything like that. Hopefully it's only like maybe every 5, because that goes a long way. If you can swap a character in and out, back and forth, that's going to be really broken, especially for SOS. So all right, A6 worthy, interesting. But the A2 is definitely worth picking up. So if I have enough gems to do so, or if I can get enough gems to do so, I definitely want to get that A2. But we didn't have our AOA cut in, which will be on the gang thumbnail. That's going to be freaking great to see. But all right, that's everything we have to go over when it does come down to this whole thing here. You guys let me know what you think about this. I'm very scared because my Fuuka is already going to be like A0 R0. I was already planning to get A1 too. So now I'm learning how to get A2. My wallet is certainly screaming. So we're gonna see how exactly that does go. But thank you guys for at least watching this, and until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp, peace.